And welcome back to another episode of the BSP Podcast. We got a Trilly in 10 here for you. To start it off, there wasn't anything going on in the world of Philadelphia sports the other day. That's why I didn't get a podcast out. Yikes. The big thing coming out of the game last night or 2 nights ago with the Sixers getting absolutely demolished by the Boston Celtics. We're not even going to bring it up anymore. It's over with. Flyers went and blew a 2-goal lead in the third period. Yikes. Moving on. Let's talk about what else happened the other day. And that was Ben Simmons and James Harden's press conferences and Paul Millsap. Shout out to Paul. But their two press conferences, they both come out and speak. Ben Simmons, for the first time since they lost to the Atlanta Hawks in the postseason last year. It was funny. Brooklyn finessed the heck out of that conference. They had a Zoom where they only sent it to Brooklyn reporters, where nobody from Philadelphia could get it unless you went and you hit up somebody that you knew that had it. It wasn't for the public. They sent it to some ESPN people, but that was it. They made sure that they went about not having Philadelphia reporters there in the most sneaky fashion that just totally sums up this whole past 6 months for Ben Simmons. They think he's going to get away and just hide and this is going to disappear. It's not. It isn't. And he's just got to face the music because it's coming. It is coming. Now we're going to talk about some of the things that he said coming up here. If you're following me on Twitter, go check it out. I was listening to it. Just some of the things you say, you say it back to yourself and you're like, God, this guy is selfish. It's all me, about me, my this, how I felt here. And then he goes, oh, but I'm a team player. No, you're not. You're not. You're all about yourself. And as long as you realize that, fine, bro, be that way. There's people like that, but just acknowledge it. Some of the things, some of the things that I was looking at what he was saying during that press conference here. Go follow me at Brendan Petrilli and follow the at BSP Podcast on Twitter. Go check out the YouTube page too. See my beautiful face here. I got the PMT shirt out on. Big Cat PFT. If you want to have me on, feel free. But Ben Simmons talking about how he wants to play. How he wants to get back to playing, right? He immediately brings up the Miami Heat playoff series, talking about JJ Redick and Ersan Ilyasova and those guys where he had shooters. You know who else wasn't playing that game because he had the mask, he had the broken orbital? Joel Embiid. How do you want to play, Ben? Oh, yeah, when I want to play like how Joel wasn't on the team. That's how I want to play. Didn't say that. You get what he's saying. Automatically brings up a playoff series where he was the number one guy. Ben Simmons on what this trade meant for him. It was about myself. It's where I want to try to be. If you're watching on the YouTube, I'm just stunned. It wasn't about my mental health. It was about where I just want to try to be and try to set myself up. It wasn't about mental health this whole time. It wasn't. Yeah, maybe he had a little bit. Everybody goes through it. Trust me, I've had a crazy week. But man, if he would have came out and said this at the very beginning, yeah, I'm struggling. I think I'm not going to work here. Let's try to do something. But to hide behind this, to try to use it and abuse that, the where Philadelphia and the whole country has really developed the sense of mental health awareness. Trust me, I have. I was a big yeah, suck it up. You'll get it done. You'll be fine. Just keep grinding. Trust me, number one guy to say that. But, you go through your own stuff, you figure it out. You got to be a little bit more patient with stuff like that. And I've definitely grown with that and seen it through my own experiences. But to have athletes in Philadelphia go through the same exact thing at the same exact time. Saw Lane Johnson this season miss 3 games, come out, and he was honest about what was going on. Oh my God, get that cat. Sorry if you could hear the cat scratching back there. But Lane Johnson and Brandon Brooks come out and be honest. Let everybody in a little bit behind the curtain. Not everything. You don't have to tell us everything. Just be, hey, got some stuff going on. Just be patient with me. That's not what this was. And I think it was an absolute terrible situation that could have been 100% avoided. And it comes down to the question now where the biggest thing was the miscommunication throughout the past 6 months, stuff getting leaked out left and right. Ben doesn't want to play with Joel at the beginning. He doesn't want to play for Doc Rivers. He feels like he's been backstabbed. He feels like he doesn't have the support. They asked him, another thing I tweeted, what was it like being back on the bench the other night with Brooklyn? He goes, it's like how I felt. I feel like it should always be. Feel like I'm being embraced by my teammates and set up for the right position. So you're saying that you weren't like that in Philadelphia? I'm pretty sure Doc Rivers and Joel Embiid have had your back this whole time. Yeah, they said one thing after you did choke the game and the whole series for the team. Man up, bro. It happens. But if you man up and take it, that goes a way farther than hiding and going down this road. People are going to talk bad about you in your profession to your face. That's just what happens in life. It's what you do to bounce back from it is what makes you a better person and a better player in this point. And he just hid and cowered because of it. I felt like I wasn't welcome. You were the one denying Joel and Tobias and Thibault and everybody to come out to visit you in LA. They wanted to come visit you. You told them, no, I'm good. And then you're going to say you weren't appreciated. You weren't welcomed. Brutal. Absolutely brutal. I can go on and more on this situation. I'm sure we will in the coming months. But man, let's talk about something fun. And you know what was fun? Right after that press conference was over, James Harden gets on the stage with Daryl Morey and everybody else, the Sixers brass, and gets up there and talks about Philadelphia was my number one choice this whole time. Yeah, he's probably a little tongue in cheek, but I definitely see that. The way him and Daryl Morey have operated this whole time, I definitely believe that Philadelphia was his first choice. And you can see it. You can see the way he's answering questions. Yeah, this is his third team in 16 months. But he knows with Joel Embiid, the MVP of the league this year, he's an MVP, a Hall of Fame player. This is their shot to go and make a run in the next year to 3, probably, where they're both in their primes. And they can make it happen. And you can see it. They asked him, so what are the goals? Is it a championship? He breaks up the question. Hell yeah. Somebody give me a hell yeah. You get that. And you hear it from a player and he means it. They ask him, what's your role on this team? It's to get the swagger, is what he said. The swagger, and bring out the most out of each guy every night, to bring out that confidence in Tyrese Maxey, to get Tobias Harris to those 20 points a night, to give Joel a break on offense sometimes. He's done it his whole career, whether it was Houston and even a little bit in his short tenure with the Nets. He knows how to play with superstars. He knows how to play with big men. Now, Joel's a bit of a different big man than like a Clint Capella where he really shined, but he's a more dominant big man, more versatile, more agile. And it's going to be fun to watch. I am super excited. So excited. He's not going to play until after the All-Star break. Some of my friends are texting, trying to get tickets for the game. I think March 2nd is, probably when he'll play. I got to work. I don't think I'm going to be able to make it, but I'm definitely going to have it on it while I'm at work to watch that game. It's going to be electric, and it's going to be very fun moving forward with the Sixers here. Because the only thing I wish that James Harden said, or even like Paul Millsap, because Paul didn't really get a lot of questions asked. If somebody would have went, this is the fan in me, but I want to make it feel like 0-1. I want to make it feel like AI and that team making a run to the final. Little different. AI, only superstar. But I want to be that dog. I want to go. I want to dominate with Joel and bring this city that electric factory in the Wells Fargo Center every night. Now, players aren't thinking as much as an average fan here above, I think about it way too much, but dude, imagine if somebody said that, a player said that. I want to make it like 0-1. I want to make it like 2017 with the Eagles. I want that electric factory every single night and go and do it. This is the best opportunity we've had since. The Super Bowl was unexpected. The first time that we finally expect dominance, the Phillies in 2011. Now, hopefully it doesn't turn out that way, coming up short. They had 100+ wins. Hey, yeah, I'm ready for the ride. I'm locked in. I might actually watch before the first half of games. But now we got that opportunity to watch a Maxey develop, a Thibault keep developing, to make a run with Harden, Embiid in his prime, ready to rock and roll, and let's get this thing going. Now, that's going to do it for today's episode of the BSP Podcast. Let me know what your predictions and your new standards for this Philadelphia 76ers. Go check us out on YouTube at BSP. Subscribe, like the videos, comment. Let me know what you think, what you want me to talk about, how you feel about the James Harden trade, how you feel about Ben Simmons. I went pretty long on Ben. As a guy that protected him so long, to have him turn around and just spit in your face. Like I said, if he was just honest the whole time, this would have been so different. But for another day, go follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Brendan Petrilli at BSP Podcast. Shout out to the 215. Go Birds, and clap your hands, everybody, for the Philadelphia 76ers. It's going to be a heck of a ride.